I had a good suggestion for this one this week. A little message popped into my inbox. And it was around how we are stuck behind screens so much at the moment and how it can be quite overwhelming and draining. And I thought, what a great idea. And I do understand the irony of this session, that we are doing this from behind a screen, but that is how life is at the moment, whether you're on Teams, Zoom, Skype, Facebook, Instagram. You know, your working life is on screen, your social life is behind a screen. And you know, we used to say about how it's really not good for us to have all these screens in our lives, and now we kind of, you know, it's that, or we don't connect with anyone. But it can be a little bit overwhelming, boring, non-stop. I've got really dry hands. Put some hand cream on. So I've got a little EFT session for us today, and I'll pop this on my YouTube channel afterwards if you want to keep using it. All around digital overwhelm. So be seated comfortably, pop your feet on the floor, feel connected with the ground beneath your feet. That's very important. Just put your hand on your heart for a moment. Just take a couple of nice deep breaths in, because this is your few minutes and you are allowed to take time out for yourself. Just take one more deep breath and we'll start. Okay, so we're going to start tapping on the side of the hand. Just follow where I tap. It's going to be here, top of the head, inside of the eyebrow, outside of the eyebrow, under here, under your nose, under your lip. Find those knobbly bits underneath one of those or both. Under your arm, 2 to 3 inches under the armpit, and then we'll finish across the wrist, just as a reminder, but I'll show you as we go. So repeat after me. Even though I spend my waking hours looking at screens, I can accept myself anyway. So many platforms. Behind a screen has become my lifestyle. It didn't used to be like this, but it is now. I have no choice. It is the only way to stay connected, and it is expected of me. I must do it. Even though I am tired of this from morning to night. Take a nice deep breath. Just see if you've got any intensity around anything we've just said. Maybe see how you're feeling about the day ahead, how much time you've got to spend behind these screens. Some of it is optional, a lot of it is not. Maybe it's making you feel a bit frustrated, lonely. And we'll go again. Even though I'm stuck in front of screens all day, I choose to accept myself. I'm feeling the pressure of digital life. Constant meetings, non-stop emails, continuous notifications. It is draining and I am tired. Glued to the screen all day long, rather than feeling connected. It just leaves me feeling disconnected from the real world. Take a deep breath. Because it's not normal, is it? This isn't how humans are meant to connect. We're meant to be face to face, feeling that proper connection. But that's not an option right now. Okay, just check in with yourself, see how you're feeling. See if you're feeling a bit sad, a bit emotional. That's all fine, because while we're tapping on these points which have particular electrical properties, we're sending a signal to the midpoint of the brain where the stress response starts, that it's okay to relax and it's okay to switch off. We don't need to always be in that fight or flight state, worrying about what to do next, with our big to-do list and everything that's on our minds. sitting behind these screens, which is not very natural. Just gives your brain a chance to relax and everything else falls into place. Right, let's go again. Even though my life has changed dramatically in the last year, I choose to love and accept myself. I feel I am at everyone's disposal, always having to be available. No escape. Like being captive in my own home. I miss real human contact. I miss my colleagues. I miss my friends. And I miss my family. It's not the same from behind a screen. Take another deep breath. And let that go. Because although we're with them, it kind of doesn't always feel like we really are on these little screens. Trying to pretend it's all fun like it always was, and it's just not quite the same. Okay, when you're ready, we'll go again. Even though I'm overwhelmed by the time I spend on screens, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. I understand that this way of life is the only option right now. So I can choose to accept this and work with it. By changing my attitude, I can change my feelings. I can allow the overwhelm to disperse. Keep things in perspective. I am safe. I am healthy. I am fortunate to be able to work and connect in this way. And although this isn't ideal, there have been times when I have enjoyed the flexibility it gives. I understand that I don't need to fight it any longer. Take another deep breath. See how you're feeling now. I've tried to kind of think of everything we could feel about it, and then how do we kind of turn it into a positive while we're in a time where really this is the main option for us to connect to each other. How can we make the most of it until this time passes? Okay, one more round. Make sure you're still nice and comfy with your feet on the floor. Even though I had been drained by the time I spend on screens, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. This wasn't my choice, but I can make the best of it. By looking at this situation more positively, I can feel more energised. What else can I do to balance this lifestyle? I can focus on self-care and prioritise my happiness. There is time away from these screens, and I look forward to those hours. Time for myself to use as I wish. There is more to life. I had just lost sight of that. But all that life offers is now coming into view. I can manage the time I spend on screens and give myself permission to embrace the time when they are switched off. Take another deep breath. Shrug those shoulders. Let them sink away from your ears. Because I think a lot of us spend a lot of the day tight jaw, shoulders up, tongue touching the top of our mouths. Always that low level of stress going on. So I hope that's helped you feel more relaxed, a little bit more adjusted to the fact that yes, we are spending a lot of time on screens and there isn't really a lot of option at the moment. But maybe we can focus on those moments when we're not on the screens and make the most of those times and indulge ourselves a little bit with some fun and some happiness just to suit ourselves, because you need to come first. Don't put yourself at the bottom of your to-do list. And I might share some tips on my Instagram later on things you can do through the day just to get you away from those screens, just so you can focus on yourself for a minute or two. So drop me a line, let me know how it went. If you want the script for any reason for you to amend and use your own words, I can send it over to you. Check out my YouTube, all my videos go on there, and I will see you next week.